Hi, and welcome to our channel. I'm Donnie, and this is Linda, and this is our dog Roxy. We want to invite you to follow our adventures as we build out our van and travel the country on our social media channels and website. Vacay 24/7, 365.
Well, today we're going to install the Webasto Gas Heater into the Promaster. And as unexpected, no manual. I don't know what these companies are thinking. Of course, they got a CD, which I don't know anybody that has a CD player anymore, or a DVD player on their computer. Everybody's using laptops or Chromebooks. We got manuals in English. I couldn't even tell you what language. Oh, that's Deutsch. Deutschland, that's German. DA, Kortbikstevi, I guess that's, who knows. Palapagas, FI, French, Italian, INO, IVO, wherever that is, PL, plus Slovakia, all these different countries, Chinese, no freaking instruction manual, worthless. So, it does have a neat little controller that has the little, rheostat on it. And that is, and tells you how to operate it. But you gotta get the damn thing installed before you can operate it. Another worthless box. So anyway, I screwed around with this thing for about 10 minutes, figured out how to pop these covers on and off on the ends. And I was like, how the hell do you hook up the cable? I mean, is this the only thing that's coming out of this thing? So I watched 4 videos, finally found a guy in Russia that was doing one that kind of explained it. Real simple, watch this. Put your finger in here. I say real simple, I can't get anything to come off now. There it goes. This comes off. There's a hole on one side. Depending on which way you want to route your cable, you turn it with the hole this way and it'll snap on, or you can go it that way and snap it on. This is the cable harness that plugs in down in that hole. I have yet to undo it, but apparently there's a fuse that came with it. Also, if you do all the amp ratings based on all the websites, comes up with a 10 amp fuse, but they give you a 15 amp fuse. And so this apparently connects to this. This goes out to get power, also to the fuel pump, and then to your, I think this is the one that goes to the fuel pump. Oh, no, this is the one with the 12 volt. This one plugs into this harness and also gives you your power. I'm gonna hook the whole thing up here in my van before I drill any holes and figure out where things are gonna go and how long the runs are. Mine's gonna go very simple. It's gonna go right underneath my shower where I can get to it if I need to. And I looked underneath, I have a perfect spot where I can drill. And there's all kinds of little connectors and tubes and stuff. It's a Promaster, so it taps right in between the two driver and passenger seat. There's one little square cover that's probably 6 inches by 6 inches. You unscrew that. It's top of the fuel tank. There's a middle nipple that comes up. There's a billion videos on it. I'll shoot some too. All you gotta do is get a 90-degree connector, connect right into that. Goes off of the native input into the fuel tank, so you don't have to drill holes in your fuel tank. It also will shut off automatically when your fuel tank gets down to a quarter of a tank, so you can't run your tank dry, which is really nice on the Promaster. A lot of people were fabricating these plates. The new version comes with the plate. You'll notice this one's got 3 pins. Well, you got to run the cable through the hole, but it goes on like this, and then that's what mounts down onto the van, and then underneath you connect your hoses. My only concern is that I got flooring, and I have it's 1 inch with my laminate flooring and my sub base, which is all of this. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to basically cut a hole this big to be able to set this thing on, so that then I can reach up underneath and connect all my stuff. Actually, you connect everything ahead of time and then drop this sucker down and then bolt that to the plate. So we shall see. Anyway, be nice if y'all put an instruction manual in here, Webasto. Be awesome. But I guess it keeps YouTubers like us with stuff to do. anyway, we'll figure this out. Okay, figured out a couple things jacking with this stuff in the box. You get this neat little rubber gasket. It's got a raised edge on one side. That goes against the bottom of the heater. So you take this wire, you run it through. Come on. If you look on the bottom of the heater, you'll see that there's a raised edge right there. This is going to go down over that. And it's kind of tight because there's all these little pins sticking up. So you kind of stretch it down and you'll see that that forms a seal around that edge. Then it appears that you're going to drop some bolts, lay this down, mark all your holes, cut probably a big one here in the middle so that everything can just fall through the van. Drill these 4 holes out. It's going to be interesting. And then what you do is, it looks like you drop bolts down through here. Then you take this plate, so now you have bolts extending through. They're going to go through the bottom of the van. Run your cable up through the hole. Let me show y'all how this goes. Then you're going to bolt this plate to the Webasto heater. You would have those 4 bolts sticking out here. Your hole cut out in the bottom of the van with all your tubes and everything connected. Drop it through because you don't have a lot of room if it's going through the van to put in your ring clamps on your tubes. So one guy, he basically put everything together, dropped it down through the hole, and then you'll get underneath. You'll have those 4 bolts sticking through these holes, and then you crank it down from the underside, and that's what holds it in place. The other thing is, it's got a nice arrow on top, tells you which way's in and which way's out. Mine's actually gonna be sucking air in. Has a little clip-on thing, you just kind of snap it on. And then this is where your tube will connect to go out to wherever you're gonna put it. And then it's got a nice little, it's hard to tell. We'll tear it open and show you what it looks like. More junk. This connects onto the other end of the tube, and this is what's going to mount on, you know, the outside of the wood or the paneling or wherever you're going to have this thing routed to. So anyway, just figured I'd show you all that. Okay, we figured it out. This plate that bolts down, they give you 4 bolts this long. Not long enough to go through my flooring and stuff. So we're off to Home Depot to find 4 of them that are about twice that long. Also, I bought this hole saw set. It's really nice. Got 3 different sizes. I'm going to use this big one to cut a hole like this. It'll encompass all that, so I can drop all those through there, and then you'll drill these 4 holes where it'll anchor through the floor. Problem is, I don't know how the hell to connect that to my drill. There's no little attachment piece. Like my smaller set has this little attachment piece that goes through the hole. So we're off to Harbor Freight to figure out what other piece we need, and then we'll get back to it. So anyway, kind of a wasted morning trying to figure this thing out, but I did figure out there's the main wiring harness that plugs into the Webasto, comes out, it's got a splitter. One of them goes to your little dial thermostat, rheostat, whatever on it. My garage door's clicking like crazy because I tried to run out of it while I was closing. Anyway, I digress. That one cable goes to the little thermostat sensor. It's got a super long cable. I'm literally going 3 feet, so I'm gonna have to coil up probably about 6 or 8 feet, which is really nice, but it's all shielded. They did a really good job on that. The other end goes down. It looks like there is a connection that goes to your 12 volt, which is how it gets its power. And then coming off the actual bottom of the Webasto heater, there's 2 wires that have 2 little pins, and those look like those would go to the fuel pump, because the fuel pump has a connector. It's a simple cable that plugs into the fuel pump, and the other end's just 2 wires. So it looks like you'd probably put some spade clips on it to connect those 2. Not 100% sure, but I'm going to YouTube it, but that's the only other place it could go. And then the other cable that they have is one long, it's probably 10 foot long, and it looks like just an extension cable to go if you had to go from the long cable to your little temperature sensor, if you had to run it up through the channels and stuff like that. They give you an extension cable with it, which is nice. So anyway, we're off to the store again. Okay, I wanted to show y'all something that's pretty detailed info, something you may want to pay attention to. I put a piece of hose from the native fitting that goes down in the gas tank for the Promaster to a gasoline on-off valve switch. And I gotta actually put a connector right here. I forgot to do that. But then it goes, and I have it going through a inline filter, arrows pointing that way. There is a hole right back here. You put your hand here, you can feel the air coming up through it. It's an opening that drops down, and you can literally just sit here and just feed this hose down, and then that'll connect on here. I'm gonna show y'all underneath the van. I just started dropping it through. You can see all the hose laying there. So then that will go back to, that will then go back to where your little fuel pump is. This has, it comes with these cables. I'll pull this off so you can see. These are a different ID on the inside, interior diameter. They fit over these nipples. Then they come with little ring clamps, and then the other end goes into this cable, and you can look and see how small that dang hole is. I don't even know if it'll focus. But that goes inside this tubing. I'm gonna shove it in here if I can. That goes in like that with a clamp. The other end goes onto here with a clamp. So this little plastic tubing is what you can use to run, and then I'm probably gonna put it in some wire loom or something, keep it safe unless it's a real short run. But anyway, there is a hole from where the gas tank access is straight down underneath the van. You don't have to drill any holes or anything. It's literally just feed your hose right down through it. Anyway, hope that helps. All right, y'all are never gonna believe what I found under here. This is awesome. So I ran my tubing inside this flex tube from where it dropped down right behind the gas tank, ran it up underneath this heat shield over the muffler. It's right here wrapped in wire loom. It's gonna come this way all the way back to right here where I'm gonna have my stuff mounted. Okay, I have to mount this little bad boy right here. This is your fuel pump. Looking for a place to put it, and there just happens to be a bolt in the bottom of the van, literally. So it's behind the driver's tire, the first major X crossbeam that you have. Here's a support like for putting on some step rails. It's literally right there. In the box comes a bolt. It's blue and it fits in there. So literally you can screw your fuel pump up right like that. So I'm gonna pull my thing back, have it go under here, in through here, come back down through one of these little clips here to where my stuff is. The only place it'll be exposed is literally right here and right after it comes out of the heat shield. I'll run it underneath this one. Right here and here, and it's in wire loom.
But can you believe that there is a bolt already mounted there for something? And hopefully I'll never need it, because that's where my fuel pump's gonna go. Sometimes you just run across, every now and then, let's say a blind squirrel gets a nut. Oh man, another one of those miraculous moments. Wired this baby up. I know it looks like crap, looks like a bird's nest in here, all the junk, but we're gonna turn it just to ventilation. Turn it on. You can actually adjust the temperature on this thing. I didn't realize it. I don't know what that does because it doesn't have a cooling unit. But okay. Anyway, I don't know if y'all can hear. But that is the sound of a fan. I'm gonna put it on ventilation. We're gonna put it on high, max. The light turned blue. And listen. Old Bessie's blowing. And also, I'll show y'all this. Got the little nubby sticking out there. That's the inside of an install. Got the heater sticking out. Anyway, all we gotta do is clean up some cables and we're done with this project. So today, with 3 trips to Home Depot, we knocked out the Webasto heater install and hooked up my battery isolator. So it's a good electronics day. Everybody have a great day.